this is Amy with Touring Plans. We have been testing Epic Universe for 6 months now. So we wanted to bring in Len, have him describe everything that's going on with testing. And then following Len, we have timestamps to get you completely set up for an epic morning.
We had to answer a number of questions when creating touring plans for Universal's new Epic Universe theme park. The first one was around ride capacity. So we had to answer questions like how many people can ride Battle at the Ministry or Monsters Unchained in an hour. And that was hard because these are new and relatively unique ride systems. They don't exist anywhere else. So we didn't know how they would work or how many people they could handle in an hour. We also didn't know how long the ride experience would be. So we had to estimate that based on hints that Universal had given us and existing other rides. The other thing we had to figure out was ride demand. So how fast are the lines going to grow at Mario Kart or at Monsters Unchained or at Battle at the Ministry relative to each other? We also had to answer questions like, for secondary rides, is Curse of the Werewolf going to be more popular than Minecart Madness? And we had to answer questions like, how many people want to ride Stardust Racers right after lunch? How many people want to ride Fire Drill, which is a water-based ride, first thing in the morning? And then as the park opened, we could get answers to those questions and confirm sort of what we already had estimated. In some cases, we had to update certain numbers. And then 6 months after the park is opened, we get to measure some of those things. So we know things like what's the ride reliability at certain rides. Like Battle of the Ministry, for example, had a lot of downtime when it first opened. What's the operational ride capacity? So how many people are actually getting through these rides in a given hour? What happens when it rains? How does that affect other rides? And then lastly, how does Universal Express demand affect the standby waits for these lines? The other thing that we found interesting was that Battle at the Ministry is unique in that it's open to the general public during early park admission. And I can't think of any Disney or Universal theme park ride that is like that, where non-resort guests are allowed into the park to ride a ride that's available to everyone else during an early admission period. So we had to write custom code to figure out what those wait times look like. And then we had to handle that differently in our touring plan optimization software than everything else. It's been a really fun and interesting challenge. I think we were able to improve our wait time models along the way. And we're going to continue to look at Epic Universe wait times for the foreseeable future, hopefully adjusting them for the holidays, because this is going to be the first holiday period in which Epic Universe is open. So I'm excited for that.
Okay, let's talk about times. Consistently, the parking lots open at 7:45 every morning. Heads up, they do not open every lane, so queue up somewhere in the middle. We arrive around 7:30 and are often the first car. Buses start arriving between 7:30 and 7:45. The desk will tell you 8 o'clock. In the parking lot, prime parking will get you the closest. And hot tip, there are no trams. And after a long day of walking and so many steps, prime parking would be a treat. Note, valet parking at City Walk saves you a lot of walking and time. At Epic, they use the same security as everyone else, so prime parking is the better value. As you approach security, head to your right. Security gates open at 8:15 a.m. Then you're in this weird no man's land until 8:30 when the gates open. As Len said, even guests without early park access can enter the Battle of Ministry queue. And yes, it starts around 9 every day for all guests. So queue up on the right side of the park. The left side heads to Super Nintendo and Dark Universe. So from this spot, team members will walk everyone to the Ministry of Magic portal. Some will split off for Stardust Racers if they have early park access. Inside the portal, there's yet another short wait and a big crowd. And when they open the portal completely, it is crazy, but just follow the crowd. Each time we do this, we're finished by 9:40 at the latest. This leaves plenty of time to head to the Isle of Berk portal. The Isle of Berk will open the portal around 9:50, and we head to Dragon Racers Rally. We're off the ride by 9:57 and headed to Hiccup's Wing Gliders, one of the best rides, and finished riding by 10:18. This is an excellent start of an epic day. If you're planning a trip to Epic Universe, feel free to ask any questions and check out our blog post linked to the description for even more early park access tips.